So it's like super late on Friday. Y'all are probably all out having fun. And I'm over here. I was trying to sleep, but I can't seem to sleep. And I don't know what it is. It's just like a really heavy, heavy feeling. I'm not sad. Hi, Bella. Hi, Amber Rose. I don't know. It's just a heavy feeling. I'm not going through anything. I don't have any drama. But it's this heavy feeling that's just like, I don't know, like it needs to be processed. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Chris, shit's been going down for you? Man, I really don't know what it is. I heard my phone going off and I check it and I had a couple notifications and I go look at what they are. I've been tagged in a few things on Facebook where it's like, y'all are hateful. I'm just like, why can't you guys just love each other? I don't understand what this is. I don't understand why one person has to try and force agreement. You're free to eat and live and be happy or not happy as you choose. Yet you waste your time trying to force everyone to agree with you. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I figured, okay, well, maybe if I just give myself a facial, that will fix it. Exfoliate the skin. And then you'll have a glow and you'll feel amazing. And I don't. I do feel amazing. I mean, I do have a glow, but I don't feel amazing. It's still weighing so heavily on my mind that people can't quite grasp what actual sovereignty is. You know, they talk about sovereignty and all of these beautiful esoteric things, failing to realize spirituality, the truth of it. It's not milestones, it's not a race. There's no bell curve for your growth. It's just, I don't even know how to put it. It's like there's no love in trying to force someone to be right there where you're at in your journey because Lord knows what had to happen, how long it took you to get to that point in your journey. So why would you expect that of anyone else? You know? Yeah, Rothram, people are stuck in their comfort zone. And what makes me most sad is their comfort zone is attempting to dominate other people. And that's not how we bring about change. That really isn't. Are we in 3 retrogrades? Which mofos do we have to blame for this? Okay, Saturn, F you. Who else? Who else in retrograde? Hold on, let me just sit up. Who else is in retrograde, girl? Let me know. Let your girl know. Oh my god, and Sagittarius and Pluto. Oh my god. Okay, I don't even know what that means, but I feel myself, I think me giving myself a facial is just an outward expression of an internal process that probably you guys are going through as well. It's this need to shed, to slough off the dead, the layers of you that are dead, that are dimming your shine. And I think that's actually what's going on. I think that's what's going on. I feel like the need to expose the freshly renewed parts of myself. Right. Life, birth, rebirth. Death is just an illusion. It really, really is. It really, really is. I was having some thoughts earlier today about how bodies are nothing more than densified light. Density. Yep, density. Um, Astro matrix. I think someone told me about that. It's hard for me to try and keep abreast on all of the like energetic updates and all of that because then I get so wound up. I get so wound up and it then becomes very difficult to function for me personally, but I'm kind of just I just do my own thing all the time anyways. So let's see. Um oh, Jennifer says, yes, exactly. I feel to peel and get out of my dead cocoon like a caterpillar trying to push my way out. Mm, that's true. Heather, Heather said, girl, boys are stupid. I don't know. I have a husband of 20 years and a shit ton of sons. I don't have any daughters. No one in my family is stupid. I would beg to differ. They're actually very intelligent, highly intelligent. Um, I'm not sad. I'm just kind of, I don't even know. I don't know what mood this is. I'm just, I guess, somber. I'm seeing how maybe it's the way people are processing the energies that they're detecting that I mean, not consciously, of course, but they're feeling it on some level and they're having a difficult time processing it and they're lashing out at each other and I see it and I'm just like, "The fuck's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? Just chill the fuck out. Drink some wine or do yoga, whatever the hell you need to do." Like, just chill out. Ain't nobody trying to mess with you. And that's why I can't be on social media. I'm just like, do the live, get off. Do the live, get off. Make your post, get off. Because I can't. There's still this part of me that I haven't quite I don't know. I haven't quite mastered it, I guess. I haven't quite come to terms with it or accepted it, and that's why it still keeps acting up. Um, this part of me that can't quite understand why people behave the way they do, why it can't just be a we all the time. When it comes to when it comes to that kind of stuff, it just really it irks me. It irks me. Um, I'm not perfect. Definitely far from perfect. I'm definitely far from mastering anything at all. And the more that I learn, the more that I uncover about myself and my co created reality, the more I recognize how very, very little it is I understand. Mm, I'm just like, oh, Jessica can't sleep too. We need to baptize this world with fire. No, no, we're not burning anything. We're not burning anything. Um, Amber, yes. She says if more people took a good hard look at themselves before casting stones, how about instead of casting stones after you take a good hard look at yourself, how about we use those stones in a productive way? How about we use it to build structures where we could find shelter during inclement weather? Or build structures where we can store nourishment for days we're too exhausted to go and gather and forage for food, spiritual food. How about we use those stones in a more productive, loving way? Not just loving other people, but recognizing other people are an outward expression of who we are inside, you know? I'm just and I'm not sad. I don't maybe I am sad a little bit, not because of other people's behaviors, but my response to it. I find myself becoming apathetic. Like, this guy just don't care. And then I find myself saying, "Girl, shut the F up. You know you care. You just trying to act like you don't care because this is hurting you, seeing other people hurting each other. But you were never meant to function like the average person." And I'm like, "But why? Why? I want to be normal. I want to be average. What the fuck?" Okay, here's the thing. People who are empaths who hurt so deeply seeing other people hurting, even if they witness the hurt in such a silent way, you're meant to feel that. You're meant to feel that because as you feel it, it makes you feel uncomfortable. Okay. It keeps you from becoming complacent. You're here to do a job. And if you become complacent, that job is such an important job. It's a very integral part of the collective's rise. You cannot fail this job. You cannot not do your job. So you're kept extremely uncomfortable. You're made to feel just uncomfortable pretty much all the time in so many ways on so many different levels. And it's just, that's my norm. That's my norm. And someone asked, like, if you knew what I was going through, you wouldn't be laughing so easily. Yeah, I still would. I still would because I've had so much taken away from me in my life. So much. You're not going to take my laughter from me. I'm going to always find a reason to laugh. Yeah, it might not sound appropriate to the person beside me, but I got my own fucking comedy in my head because I'm going to always choose to be happy. I'm just saying. I'm going to always choose to be happy. That's just that. I do want to hear a joke. I want to hear a joke. Oh, thank you, Yellow Puke Road. And thank you, Heather. Dang, it's 3 a.m., Kim. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, Debbie, one of your readers was bawling her eyes out. Okay. Heather says, "What did one tampon say to the other? And you must know my uterus and my ovaries are still at war. So go ahead. One of them is mortally wounded. They've been bleeding for days." Oh my God, Heather, that is the best joke ever. I gotta read this for you guys. Okay, I gotta read this for you. What did one tampon say to the other tampon? Nothing. They're both stuck up guns. I can't even finish it. Okay. Chris says, "Why don't lesbians have sex in the morning? Have you ever pulled?" No, Chris. Mm-mm. Hashtag mm-mm. We not finishing that joke. You guys can read that for yourselves. I'm good. Okay. Someone else tell me a joke. I need to get that visual out of my. Someone needs to talk to your lesbian friends, Chris. They need to befriend a Filipina. You gotta triple wash that spinach multiple times a day and keep it fresh. Keep it fresh, boo. Keep it fresh. Oh my gosh. What did one saggy boob say to the other saggy boob? You've been looking at my boobs, Heather? For my boobs, one saggy boob did not speak to the other saggy boob because the first saggy boob was busy speaking to the kneecap. All right, hold on. Eric says, but the worst part is that you feel other people's pain plus our own pain, and that's draining. And the worst part that I don't know how to control it. Eric, I'm going to give you some advice. I hope you're open to hearing it. If you're not, just totally disregard me. As an empath, when you bring in someone else's pain, you can actually recalibrate your morphogenetic shield. You can recalibrate the apartheid filters that allow that information in, and you simply have to tell your higher self, please be mindful of what you allow me to experience. Do not allow in anything that would only serve to confuse me or make me struggle unnecessarily. And then I've also found that when you experience these sensations, emotions, whatever it is that you don't think it's you, you're pretty sure it's not you, you don't know who it is. The first person that pops in your head, message them or call them. It's probably them. It's usually the very first person that pops into your head. And you don't have to really explain. You just ask them how they're doing or whatever, or ask about the symptoms that you were experiencing. And once you have the answer, once it's confirmed, I've found that the sensations, it usually goes away because they then take ownership of that experience again, and you're able to release the experience back to the owner. Um, but yeah, let's see. Yeah, a lot of us are emotional. Um, Heather, hold on. What did one saggy boob say to the other saggy boob? I don't even if we don't perk up soon, someone's gonna think we're nuts. That's like the ball sack of jokes. Oh my gosh. Christopher Hoffman, stop with that joke, you're fogging up my eyeballs. I can't even see. Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious. So, what should we do about this energy? I think we as a collective, or at least whatever group of people watch this, I think we can definitely do something about it. I definitely think we can. Oh, you had a huge tower moment today. Do tell. Do tell. What happened? No, I. Wait, there was someone. Someone had made a comment about Cambodia. I'm not winking at you. I'm just trying to read the comments before you start thinking she's winking at me. I'm trying to read the comments. My eyes are so bad. Let me see. Yeah, there is an energy shift. Same things happen. What? What did you say, Sue? What did you say? So, yeah, no. 3 planets in retrograde. Mm. I do plan to take a rose bath. I told my husband already because I have a beautiful, beautiful bathtub. Um, I told my husband, I'm buying a shit ton of roses, fresh roses, and I'm going to soak in that tub with roses. I'm going to put a shit ton of crystals in that tub and candles and nobody go upstairs. I'm not just claiming the bedroom. I'm not just claiming the master bathroom, the master bed. I'm claiming the entire fucking floor. Nobody come up the stairs. Well, I might have claimed the whole floor in my head. He'll find out when I have the bath running and I put a chain across the stairs. He's gonna be like, "What is this? Don't fucking touch it. It's there for a reason." That's gonna happen. I ain't even joking. That's gonna happen. He'll be like, Have you lost your cock ass mind?" I sure have. Touch that chain and something's gonna happen. No, nothing's gonna happen. Let me see. Saturn retrograde have got you a horseshoe up front door. What? um, yeah, I love laughter. I really, really do. I really, really do. It's one of the most healing things, and no one else has to be involved. I'm literally laughing, giggling to myself most of the day until my husband wakes up and makes me sour. Like, you salty ass fucker, go back to sleep. Your level of sour makes me sour. He's not sour. I just like to talk shit to him. He knew I was like this before he married me. He still married me. Who's stupid? I'm joking. Oh my god. Do I know anything about the Ring of Fire? I sure do. I sure do. We're not gonna do that doom and gloom on here. I tell you that much right now. We're not gonna do that on here. So that's as far as that conversation goes. You should definitely you should Scarlett, you should definitely use that. And then there's times because my husband usually is the one that runs all the errands and, because 'cause I'm always doing work stuff, and he'll be like, "I'm gonna go to the store. Do you need anything?" And I'm like, "Yeah, a low sodium attitude." I'm gonna need a new attitude, one preferably low sodium. Salty as I'm salty, okay? Preserved as Um, is it good or bad? Good and bad is actually very objective. It really or subjective. It really depends on your perception. Um, the energy and stomach cramps. Um, these energies could potentially be dislodging things that you've had, like blockages, things that have been buried very deep for most of your life. And stomach cramps is kind of like it's coming back up. Um, if you're doing a lot of like queasy, you need to vomit kind of feeling, that has a tendency to be it too. Um, it's also a releasing women, especially, well, women only because women are the only ones with wombs, unless you're, I don't know, hermaphrodite or whatever. Um, technicalities. Anyone with a womb can do this and has a tendency to do this where we carry a lot of our guilt, shame, stress, all of that within the womb space. And this is actually one of the reasons someone could potentially develop like a reproductive organ based cancer. So you just, you have to process these energies and then release. Let me see. Oh my gosh. Hi, little baby 14. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. She says, "Hi, I just started watching your videos like an hour ago and I love your advice. I definitely feel like my perspective in life has changed dramatically because of you." Honestly, I don't think it's because of me. Not to correct you. Bitch, didn't you just spend like the first 30 minutes of his life saying don't correct? I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna say thank you. Girl, see, didn't I say I'm just still learning? I'm still learning. I'm working through it. I'm working through it. Not to correct you, little baby 14, but I do feel you need to take more credit for that shift in your perception because I could be saying all these things till I'm blue in the face, but unless you allow it, unless you open yourself to take in the information that's presented to you, then nothing happens with it. It's useless. So you're the key component in that. But thank you. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's important we process and release as much as possible. You've had thumping in your womb space? Mm. Sometimes I feel that too. Sometimes I feel that. I'm like, I get all upset. Womb, you better be fucking empty. You better not have an occupant in there. And then I look at my husband. The hell did you do? I feel something moving in my womb. True story. I swear to God, if I need to pee on sticks, I'll be really mad. Yes, in the womb. I feel it sometimes. I'm just like, did we not have a conversation? I talked to my uterus. Did we not talk about this? You need to stop being so friendly. It's not bad to say, well, I don't know. I don't think it's bad to say that to her. I'm just speaking my truth. I really. Oh my gosh. Um. Oh, thank you, Sue. I don't stand no BS. I don't know if it's lotion or what, but everything keeps going blurry. Everything keeps going blurry. It's probably lotion. Oh well. So let's see. Um, Going back to the womb space, a lot of things occur there. A lot of things are held in the womb space. So it could be a bunch of different things, Kim. Um, but that thumping kind of makes is that the inner child? I'd be like, child, you best calm your ass down. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Um, I think it's primarily energy though, like a processing of the energy. Thank you for the hugs. So, what else do you guys want to talk about? There's a lot of shedding going on. A lot of shedding going on. A lot of just old things like old hurts, old cycles. Oh, that's another one. Old cycles repeating. And not just within you, but like the other people who are involved in the old cycles. It's like they're coming back and then it seems like everything's changed, and then suddenly, oh no, mother, you still the most same motherfucker from 5 years ago. You fucking grow up there. You fucking hit that shit. And you okay? I really got into that. I really got into that. I don't have an issue with that right now. Praise Jesus. I'm not even joking. I don't have an issue with that right now, but I do know quite a few people are going through that. Yeah, Angel Lopez, can you stop? Can you just stop? Like for real. Just stop. You're existing in a state of fear, and I'm not fucking having it right now. Seriously. Seriously. I don't want sorry, I want it to stop. And if you can't help yourself, you're gonna need to get off the fucking live. If you have no impulse control, some people have no impulse control. They're not a bad person. But if you can't help yourself, I'm going to need you to show me more respect than continuing to try and push a conversation this woman has obviously said, I don't want to be a part of. I don't know how much more clear I can be right now. If it's curiosity, go Google. I'm not Google. For real. I'm not Google. Google will not tell you to quit. Hey, Sheeman Renee. Ah. Hmm. Yeah. So there was a comment about narcissism. Everyone has narcissistic tendencies. Every single person has narcissistic tendencies. Some have it worse than others. And it would be very, very, very ego based if I were to get upset and be like, oh, how dare you say I'm a narcissist? Well, yeah, every single person will experience at least multiple bouts of narcissism in their life. And if you don't, you're in denial. Get the fuck out of here. I know who I am. I'm perfectly imperfect. I know who I am, and I have no shame in it. You guys, when you begin to figure out who you are, not the labels, okay? Not those labels. Forget about the labels. When you begin to figure out who you are and you begin to hold yourself accountable for the really stupid shit that you do, and all of us do stupid shit intermittently, okay? All of us. When you take accountability for that, you take responsibility for your decisions or lack thereof, no one can hurt you. It takes all your power away from the hands of the people who want to use your shadow to hurt you. Your shadow loves you so much, it follows you everywhere you go. I love my shadow. My shadow is the one thing that has always been there with me through my entire life, just like all the other parts of me. And I will not be ashamed for being a whole person. And part of being whole is understanding and admitting and having no shame over the fact that sometimes I can be narcissistic. To the degree of others, usually not. That's very difficult for me to do. I suffer more with martyrdom. I mean, if you really want to hurt my feelings, tell me to stop being a martyr. Even then, you won't hurt my feelings. You have to be a lot smarter than that to get under my skin. And you suck as a troll. I I have a lot of friends that are trolls. Don't tell anyone I used to be a troll too. But you suck, dude. For real. That's just a personal opinion. But I'd like to share that with you. My thoughts is that you suck. Your jokes suck. You got timed out. You got put in the corner. Sit on the bottom step and think about your life choices. Bro, for real. You're not gonna bother me then. I find that shit entertaining. I do. See, that's another really empowering thing about laughter. Like, I find a lot of shit really entertaining. The most mundane things can be very entertaining for me. And you're just not gonna bother me. You're just not. You're not. This is what sovereignty is. You choosing how to feel about any given circumstance, any given interaction. It's now 12:12 a.m. That's some beautiful number. 62% at 12:12 a.m. That's beautiful. 33 and 7. That's even more beautiful. Um, oh, wow. Sam, your twin said they're moving 3,500 miles away. Wow. Wow. Um, let's see. Okay. Joe Brown is speaking Joe's truth. Fuck martyrdom. Only pain I've felt is through reaction from other people. Joe, why would you ever give your power away like that? To have another person be able to control how you feel, what kind of day you have, how you see yourself. Why would you ever give your power away like that? Why would you give someone else so much power over your thoughts? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm asking why? What is it? What did you live through that made you think that that was the best option for you? Because I'm trying to understand. And martyrdom, what you're describing is martyrdom. That's what it is. You're attracted to people who are in a crisis. I can understand that. I have a habit of doing that as well. And what I'm recognizing for myself, and it might apply to you as well, or it might not. I recognized that the reason I do that, the reason I'm so drawn to those who are in crisis and I want to help them, is not because I'm a good person. It's quite the opposite. It's because they're hurting in a way that mirrors something I don't want to address inside myself. And so instead of addressing my own wounds, I'm trying to help them heal theirs so that I'm too busy to recognize I'm bleeding right along with them. So it's not a selfless act. It's actually very selfish. Martyrdom is as well, because martyrdom, you're manipulating other people. The behavior is manipulative. You don't want them to not like you. And so you do whatever it takes, including martyring yourself, in order to get the reaction that you want. It's manipulation. So, I mean, it's not that you're a bad person. Right. That's what I learned too, Joe. Can't save people from themselves. Someone that I really, really, really deeply, deeply love and that I've known my entire life is for a period of time, he was very suicidal, very suicidal. And I finally got to a point where I understood something finally clicked in my mind. And I had a legit conversation with him, like a very honest, like, look, you're hurting. You're hurting inside. I know that. I understand that. And I also understand it's not my place and I don't have the authority to stop you from actually making good on that attempt. And if you were to attempt it and succeeded, I would be destroyed. I really would. I would be very, very sad for a very long time. So before you actually go and do that, I'm not going to try and stop you anymore. But I just need to understand why. And if you're doing these things just to get attention or because you're hurting, you realize you can come to me and just tell me, and I won't say a word. You can say whatever you need to say, and I won't judge you. I won't offer advice. I will just sit there and listen. And I mean, it's really not our place to try and save people from themselves, from their lessons. Um, a lot of people who are in that frame of mind where they want to harm themselves, they've already established within themselves that they can't do anything right. And when you speak to them and you get angry with them and you tell them that's so stupid, you just want attention and this and that, and all you're doing is amplifying what they've already assumed about themselves. Just a thought. So when you get real honest with someone who is suicidal and you let them know, like, I can't stop you. If you really, really wanted to, you'll find a way. And I can't do anything about it. But I want to understand while you're still here and able to tell me and help me to understand so that I'll be able to cope when you're gone. If you could just talk to me and let me know, then that would help me. That would help me. And I found that that actually helps much more than trying to stop them from doing something. Because most people who make it known that they have plans, they want someone to listen. They want someone to talk to them. They want to be understood. They basically need help not feeling so powerless. That's the ultimate show of power to take your own life. That's the ultimate show of power. How powerless do you have to feel to need to show your power in that way? That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. And if you've been beat down by life your entire life, having someone who's supposed to be your lifeline beating you down more, that's not going to get you to change your mind. And the whole point isn't trying to change someone's mind. The whole point is to let them know you don't have to go through with this just because you feel like you have to prove something. That's the whole point. Letting them know they have the options. I mean, I'm not a crisis counselor, but these are just things that I am definitely recognizing with all the people that come to me and talk to me about different things. That's what I'm recognizing. They just want someone to sit there in that hole with them, even for a moment, just so it's not so lonely. Um, see. Oh, wow, Patty. Oh, I'm sorry, Bella. I'm sorry, Bella. That's hard. That's really, really hard. I hope in the time since he's transitioned that you've found some kind of answer, that you've been able to come to terms with whatever was needing to be addressed, and that you're coping okay. Holding space is important. It's so important. This conversation is much more spiritual than spiritual practice. And to be honest, I think spiritual practices prepare you for the true application of spirituality, which is what we're talking about right now. Excuse me. No, 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 no. Joe, don't feel bad. There's no sorry needed. Whoever needed to hear where this conversation went, needed to hear it. I don't believe in missteps. I really, really don't. If we were meant to have the conversation go in this direction, I would have been distracted because I'm very easily distracted. So don't be sorry for anything. And who knows, maybe you're helping Bella to process a little bit easier. I don't think that type of wound ever really heals, but having conversation like this where there's people who can comment and share that they're experiencing very similar hurts that go so deep, it makes that burden a little easier to carry. I mean, you definitely don't want to be celebrating that other people know this pain, but it's a comfort. It's a comfort to a broken heart to know that there are others out there that know what it feels like, that they're not being punished, that others have experienced this as well. Um, oh, Carrie. So, Carrie, I don't know if you were here earlier, but we were talking about how Saturn in retrograde, it really begins to bring to the surface a lot of that karmic debt, karmic load, karmic lessons, all of that stuff. And maybe it's time to begin sifting through the wreckage of that experience. And despite it being wreckage, I do believe there are components in that pile you're being asked to sift through that are key components to your rebuilding, to your fortification. So it's hard, it's hard. I haven't lost anyone to this so far, but I do feel the pain of people that do experience this. I feel like it's my own pain. And so, mm, um, oh, wow, Sam, life is definitely a journey. It is definitely a journey. It's a perpetual loop of lessons, layered one upon the other. And with each lesson that you complete, a much more intricate and difficult lesson is layered on top. Can be difficult at times. Oh, Yolanda, that's hard. But there's beauty in that. There's definitely beauty in that. And it's not to diminish the pain of losing your family. It's to emphasize the gift that you've been given, being the last. You have the opportunity to leave a massive mark, leave a mark on this world that will show your lineage contains so much compassion and love. You're representing them at this point. And so everything that you go through in life has so much more meaning. It means you're being asked to live that much more. It still hurts though. You know, it's very hard for you. It's a lot of tension, a lot of resistance. a lot of the sensation of the backwards movement, like you're being pulled backwards. But I see it as you are an arrow, and in order for an arrow to be launched forward, it needs to first be pulled back. And the level of which it's pulled back directly correlates to how far it's going to launch forward. You should be mad. You should feel sad. You have every right to. You have every right to. You're not processing wrong. It hurts. It's hard to come to terms with, like, why did everyone leave but me? And yeah, death is just really going home. But for the people who are left behind, it's devastating. It's devastating. And that level of hurt I've found is a reminder for the rest of your life of how much they meant to you, how much they mean to you. And I really believe, and I know this for a fact because of the work that I do, I really believe that death is an illusion. You're just simply transmuted into another form, but you don't cease to exist. You don't cease to exist. I know this for a fact. It's not imaginary. And I'll tell you guys this. The reason I know this for a fact, several years ago, my my husband's mom, my mother-in-law, she had open heart surgery, and we happened to be moving that day. And she was supposed to have surgery early in the morning. I know it's only supposed to be about like 3 hours or something like that. And it's evening already. And I'm like, did you hear back if is mom out of surgery? Like, what's going on? You haven't said any update. And so he calls his brother and he's like, tells me, they said she's still in surgery. I'm like, dude, that surgery doesn't take that long. You better find out what's going on. You better call the hospital and get an update. And within about 5 minutes, his brother calls him and he's like, well, the doctor just came out of the operating room and said there's been some complications. And we had moved to another state. We were in a completely different state. And I had told him, put all our things in storage because we were in a hotel room, put all of our things in storage. We're going back to California. And he left to go bring a few things to storage. And I swear to God, as soon as he left, his mom was in our hotel room. And I was texting with my cousin because she's an RN and her specialty was in the cardiothoracic department. And I was like, you know what the hell could be taking that long for surgery and this and that. And then I was like, oh my God, cousin, his mother is in our hotel room. She's like, tell her to go back to her body. What the hell? And I was just like, she won't listen. Like, I don't know how to tell him because he just left to go to storage. And I was just like, you have to, you have to go back to your body. Like, I'm not joking. You have to go back. And she goes, no, you never told me it was like this. I was scared for nothing. And I was like, I'm so serious. You have to go back. You cannot leave right now. And she was like, well, I have somewhere to go. What do you mean you have somewhere to go? You have to go back into that OR and get your ass back in your body is where you have to go. She goes, no, I have to go visit some people in Hawaii. You can't do that. And then she's like, okay, bye. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And then as soon as she said bye, my husband calls me. He's like, she's gone. I was like, and I couldn't say anything. I was like, oh, Are you okay? I couldn't say anything. Oh, no, I saw her and I heard her, and we were having a full-on conversation. I was like, "You need to get your ass back in your body. You are not doing it." And she's like, "You never told me it was like this. I was scared for nothing." And I was like, "Oh my God, you cannot do this. Like, seriously, you cannot do this." And she didn't care. She was just like, "Bye. I have somewhere to go." And she was like amazed. She was amazed. But she was also gone. The body was gone. It was gone. No pain, nothing. She it was in surgery. They couldn't get her heart to start. There was no reason, none. And we try and control things. We try and think that because based off of our perception, we know what's the best. Months prior to this, she had been telling us she's going to be having surgery on that day and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you should not, you shouldn't, please don't have the surgery. And her logic was that it's become very difficult for her to really do any kind of physical activity. And she wants to get stronger for her grandchildren and be able to be around and spend time with them and run around with them. And I was just like, you should not have this surgery. She didn't want to listen to me. I told my husband, you need to tell your mom to not have this surgery. He's like, I don't want her to, but she made up her mind. And I was like, and then I told him, well, then you need to be in California when she has the surgery. And he's like, my brother and my dad's going to be there. And I was like, oh, you need to fly to California and be there for her surgery. And he said, no. And then I was just like trying to convince myself, you're not always right. Okay. You're probably being dramatic. You're not always right. Just leave it alone. Just because you saw something doesn't mean it's going to happen. Just leave it alone. And so now I've learned when you see something like that, you say something. Just be blunt, just say it. And if they still choose, then you said it already. And that's that. But yeah, I was just like, should I have said something the one time for my theory to be proved right? That's just not a good time. That was not a good time to prove me right, like, at all. But yeah, you probably are sensitive to spirits, Bella. You probably are. Yeah, she meant, so for a few years before that happened, we had a really, really bad relationship. Like when I first started dating my husband, her and I had amazing relationship. I would go there just to hang out with her. I don't even care if he's home. I don't even care if he's home. I'm gonna hang out with her. But yeah, for a few years it was really, really bad. And then not long before her surgery, we began to repair our relationship and it was becoming beautiful again. And I felt really robbed. I felt so cheated, like, really, you know. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? My laptop's about to die. Let's see. Yeah, he did that for 3 months. You know what? Bella, you might want to consider having a spiritual bridge session with me. I do offer that as a private session where you can communicate with whoever chooses to come through. Usually it's the person that you choose, but I can't guarantee that they're going to want to come through and speak. But if he's did that for 3 months, I'm pretty sure he's gonna wanna talk to you. Hey, Jade, could you please get my laptop charger? It's in the red bag at the foot of my bed. Thank you. But yeah, um, I think you're probably sensitive. Um, that's beautiful, Carrie. Yeah, she did. She had places to go. She was a very headstrong woman. She's a Taurus. Like she don't give a fuck. She do whatever the hell she want. Ain't nobody gonna tell her she needs to do this or that. Thank you, Jade. Did it? Demons, baby. They're demons. I'm joking. No. Probably just a bug bite. Well, then you better pray. Oh, are you? Is that right? Jesus heard you say that. My son came down. Jesus heard you say that. You think I'm joking? This guy. I have never questioned life beyond since my out of body experience during my emergent surgery at 18. There's just love. Yeah, Amber. Oh my gosh. Yes. It is all love. It's very rare for someone to go to hell. There's no hell. There really isn't. There's an area within the consciousness of God where you refuse. You are choosing this. You're not being damned, okay? You are choosing this. You are refusing to let go of the things that occurred in your life. And so you loop it round and round and round and round, and you punish yourself. God doesn't do that to you. Jesus does not like that you are drinking my soda. This kid is always eating my stuff. No, I'm joking. He said, ha ha. But yeah, it's, it's hard to have people who've never experienced it understand. I'm not afraid to die, like at all. It's harder to be in this life than it is to be crossed over. Like I'm literally not scared to die. I would just be like, yeah. Oh, okay. I'm not suicidal, but I'd be like, fuck yeah. Send me back home. I'm just saying. I'm just being honest. I'm not gonna do anything, but I'm just being honest. You know, this life is insane. It's insane. Like if we could all remember what we're made of, where we come from, what waits for us, there would be no more competition. There would be no jealousy. There wouldn't be any of that lacking frame of mind. It's just insane how this world operates. Like, if you could see the world through my eyes, it's fucking insanity. It's insanity. Like, I have people who hate me, which I think is fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. It's like, really? You hate me, but you realize that gives me a more inflated importance than I actually should have. Like, I don't even think I'm enough for you to be bothered by me. Like, that's some crazy ass shit. And then you're trying to compete with it. How are you going to compete with someone that you can never be? It's like you're trying to beat me at being me. That shit's insane to me. Why can't you see that you're amazing? Why can't you see that? Like, why do you have to try to be someone else? And then you get mad that you can't be them. Like, what is wrong with you that you don't appreciate yourself? Because I can see the beauty in everybody. I really, really can. But let's not get that twisted. Just because I see your beauty doesn't mean I don't see your assholery. Because I see that too. As long as you balance it, it's perfectly okay. Just make sure you keep a balance. This world is savage. It is savage. This world is 100% savage. I don't even I I can't comprehend it. I really, really can't. I just can't. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I remember one day I was having a freaking legit breakdown. And I was just like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm highly intelligent, yet I don't understand. This is such a simple fucking thing that I don't fucking understand. And I was in tears. And Archangel Michael talks to me a lot. And he was just quiet. And then I got really upset. And I was like, why are you so fucking mute when I need you to talk? And he still didn't say anything. And I was just like, I don't understand humans. I'm never gonna human right. I can't human properly. And then that's when he decided to talk. And he was like, you were meant to. You were never meant to human properly. You came here to help humans remember how to be human again. And I was like, oh, oh, is that what it is? It's just like, are you done crying? Not really. Like 5 more minutes. I still need to process. And you're just like, hurry it up. Like, you're so heartless. You can't human right either. Yeah, I did tell him that. He can't human right either because he can't. You guys, 44% at 144. Mm, you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it is the Pisces in us. And it's also other signs. Other signs are capable of feeling to that depth. It's not just Pisces. It's really, really not. It's not just Pisces. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking of having like a Pisces workshop, teach y'all how to be savage. No, I'm joking. Y'all don't need to be savage. You don't need to be taught to be savage. Y'all already are. Don't think I don't know. Pisces is wicked as fuck. Pisces, I'm busting y'all out. I'm busting all of you out. So if you don't know, the truth of it is that Pisces is one savage motherfucker. They know they can destroy you and they feel bad about it. That's why they don't. You see a Pisces crying, it's not because they're weak, it's because they fucking figured out how to murder your ass 5 different ways and they feel bad about it. Because every single freaking time they figure out a way to murder you in that 3 seconds, you couldn't defend yourself. You couldn't stop them. And so they're crying out for you. You're just so fucking incompetent. That's why we cry. I'm just being honest. Oh my gosh. See, Bella knows what I'm talking. She says, my husband be like, I'm so mad at my husband, and I'm like, he's like, why are you laughing? Cause I fucking killed you like 5 times. You didn't even realize. I'm weighing my options, is why I'm laughing. Uh, Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, your guides get cryptic and then the lessons are taught and learned. I've found that too. When they stop talking, some real fucked up shit's about to happen. I've come to understand that when my guides stop talking, seriously fucked up shit is about to go down. Because they're like, we told you, we whispered it, we lovingly nudged you, we yelled at you, we put blocks in your path. All right, bitch, keep walking. Go ahead. I'm like, oh my God. What the? Yeah, my guides do that. It's amazing. Like, when was it? 48% at 12:48. 12, 12, 12. That's some beautiful shit right there. So the other day, I forgot what it was. I think it was live too. Michael was telling me to do something. I said, "No, I'm not doing that. I'm not saying that." And he's trying to insist. And I was like, "No, I don't want to say that. I ain't saying that." And I was getting all ballsy, right? And then he goes, "Is that your final decision?" I'm just joking. What did you want me to do? Tell me what you wanted to say so I remember and say it proper. Yeah, I learned. Shit. Whatever, fool. I'm not that kind of masochist. And here's the thing, your guides, and you could probably be like, oh, well, why do they get to force you? They're not forcing you. Your higher self has done sent the Goonie squad to force you. It's your higher self. It's your higher self. So really it's you forcing you. So if you're gonna get mad at anyone, get mad at yourself. You didn't listen to yourself. That's what it is. Let's see. Your guides tell you I don't ever listen. Mhm. I'm sure my guides say that too, but I didn't hear them. I'm pretty sure they said something like that, but I just didn't hear them. um, Elle Marie, yes. Like I'm not afraid to die. It's not a line. I'm not trying to sound thuggish. I'm just not afraid. Like I know what's there. And I tell you guys this, the moment I cross over to the other side, whoever the fuck allowed me to come back, I will be bitch slapping them. What kind of fucking soul friend are you? Let me come back and volunteer my ass again. Next time you go down there, I will stay here and I will hold it down for you. That's the kind of conversation I'm going to have as soon as I cross over. Which one of you motherfuckers convinced me to go back again? I'm joking. I'm joking. Um, Marie, some of us are here for that. A large portion of us are here for that. She says, we're here because of a desire in us to experience this life in this dimension. Mhm. We do create too many illusions as to why we are here. Some of us, um, some of us come not to experience life in this dimension, but really here as work. We're here to work and to help people to experience this life in this dimension, and then also to further us along in some of the lessons we had been working on in previous lives. So yeah. Yeah, Tanya. I mean, I'm not itching to go, but I'm not scared to either. I'm kind of just open to whatever life has to bring me. When you talk about knowing ourselves, what are some steps to take to figure this out? Exploring your shadow self, um, addressing your inner child, taking the first steps for self love. Self love is not, it's a journey. Self love is a journey. Some people, and I've said this before in lives, where some people say that no one can actually truly love you until you love yourself. And that's a lie. That's an absolute lie. Some of us need to be loved in order to figure out what self love is. I'm one of those people. I'm absolutely one of those people. And the reason I've blossomed into my own is not because I'm so spiritually advanced and superior. It's because as a broken person, my husband found me and helped convince me to stop believing in the lie that I'm broken. That's a fact. I did not know what self love was when he met me at 19 years old. And you would have never known that because I have a wonderful poker face. I have such a poker face. Everyone in my life thought I had the most amazing life. Everyone. Always so polished, not a hair out of place, beautiful wardrobe, high end clothing, labels galore, makeup always done. You have no idea what people are going through very silently. And he saw all of this. He saw the truth of the hot mess behind the polished, sophisticated woman. And he didn't run. He didn't judge. He was just like, no, I'm here for the long haul. What do you need me to do to help you? That's like, I don't give a shit if you're a twin. I don't give a shit if you're Jesus. No, I've found my penguin. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Most of our arguments for most of our relationship is like, why do you have to be like that? Why do you always have to think like you have to do everything alone? Why do you always feel like no one has your back? I've been fucking here for how many years? Like, oh God, why do you have to kill all my arguments? Oh my gosh. But yeah, self love is hard. It's a very hard thing to begin. And just because you've begun that self love journey, it doesn't necessarily get easier. Mm-mm. Um, that's beautiful, Billy. The loving care we receive is a feeling we can remember for the self love for ourselves. Yep, yep. How do you sit and reflect on yourself? Because I don't think there's something I don't like about myself. Um, I'm harsh. I'm very harsh. I'm very, very harsh. Uh, Not with other people. With myself, I take it to a whole nother level. Whole nother level. And when I sit and reflect, I have a tendency to tear myself apart, like completely, completely. I'm thorough. Yeah, no, it's very complete. And then I sit there and I'm like, you're such an asshole. And then I'm like, oh, clean up this mess. Clean up this mess. You made that mess, clean it up. And then I clean up my mess and I straighten my crown and I keep going. Do I hate myself? No. And I'm recognizing when I tear myself apart, I mean, that's not a character defect. It's not. It's not that I don't appreciate myself or I lack a sense of self worth. I'm coming to really understand when I do that, it's because I recognize how much untapped potentiality I still have. And I've come into this life to gift this to the world. And how dare I drag my feet in delivering this gift? And so I find myself tearing myself apart for that because, yeah, it's harsh, but I don't fucking listen until shit gets harsh. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. Like, you have to get pretty harsh with me for things that I don't want to do. If I don't want to do something, you have to get pretty freaking harsh with me for me to do it. For me to like open my ears to hearing that this has to be done. Granted, you can't force me to do anything that doesn't resonate as a truth to my soul, but even if it does resonate as a truth, if I don't want to, you'd be hard pressed to get me to comply. And so that's why I end up talking to myself like that. And I haven't done that so much lately. Lately, I've been more like, hey, girl. Hey, girl. So we're going to need you to get off your fucking ass. And we're going to have to stop saying bad words. We're going to have to talk nicer to ourselves. Or, or we're going to have a fucking problem. that's, that's the conversations I've been having with myself lately. You need to be a little bit more fucking gentle when we talk to us. They're conversations I'm having with myself. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, Billy. She says, I've always been my own worst critic, but shows truth. I'd rather know the truth where I didn't want to see it in the past. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful, Angel LaFrance. Are Pisces always their own harshest critic? I say that that's true for me. I say that that's true for me. I it's because I know I can take things so much further, you know? Like, how could I ever allow myself to settle for what? For what? Like, I don't know. Um, um, heaven and hell is a choice inside of us. I don't know. I don't know if I even really understand what you mean by that. Hmm. Because for me, my perception is a bit different. And it's not that my perception is more or less right than yours, it's just different. Um, I've been able to go to quite a few different places, astrally, etherically, um, so many different ways. And I've never been to a place that's defined as heaven or hell. That's why it's hard for me to understand. There are places that, when described, could be hell, but it's not. I think what's happened is humanity has been so conditioned by a patriarchal paradigm that anything to do with the empowerment of the goddess, the creative birthing energies, the Shakti, It's been vilified. What's considered hell? The description? That's the womb of the mother. And I don't find anything evil within that. There are things that are misunderstood. And just like as a mother would shield and hide her child who's being vilified, despite being able to acknowledge that, hey, my kid is acting up, but she would have her child hide behind her to protect that child. There are things that hide within her womb that are misunderstood, that are not accepted because they haven't yet evolved enough to understand how to play nice with others. But there's no hell that I know of. Mm-mm. And I've had near death experience as well. I've had quite a few different experiences. I feel the reason why we are so hard on ourselves is because we know the knowing is what causes the stem and a stern and sarcastic self recrimination response. Yeah, I agree, Shiman. I agree. I know what I can accomplish, and I feel like I do everything half ass while everyone looks at me and is like, "You overwork all the time. You're a workaholic." And I'm like, "But you don't even understand. I'm not even working at full capacity." Like, you don't get it. This is not full capacity. So, yeah, no, I know what I'm capable of. I absolutely know what I'm capable of. I also do recognize I have workaholic tendencies. I recognize that as well. And it's hard to find a balance. Have you ever tried to balance water outside of a container? It's hard. It's hard. And when you pair a Pisces with an intact sense of sovereignty, you now have water outside of a container because as a sovereign, I will not be contained. Try balancing that water. Good luck. Yeah. Um, let's see. Yeah, I have to be busy too. I have to. Yeah, 194 Coco. I'm I have a hypothesis that I might be a Pisces might be masochistic. It hurts so good. I think that we get addicted to the pain. I think because it hurts so much to know on some level that you can't save people from themselves and their hurt, and then we become addicted to the pain. Yeah. Your mind races, so you need the distraction, so you work. Queen of Water, have you ever heard of stimming? You might want to consider stimming. You're taking in an influx of frequency, like nonstop. This is what your higher self is showing me. I don't know why she's showing it to me. Maybe it's to help you. So, um, actually, do I have your permission to scan you? Because I want to make sure I understand what she's talking about. Okay. Yep. You have sensory integration disorder. It's where your brain is not processing sensory information properly. And so you get overloaded, nonstop overloaded, and it makes everything go haywire. Thoughts are racing, constantly have to be doing something, moving, all kind of stuff. Multidimensional um, existence requires this level of processing because you have ADHD type of processing. Yeah, you're a very sensitive empath. Um, Stimming helps. I don't know how many of my lives you've watched, but you often see me moving, I'm rocking, I'm tapping on things, just tapping, 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 rubbing, rubbing, rubbing. When you stimulate in a certain way, um, it frees up more of your mind to take in the information. But for you, it's such a elevated response. Look into sensory integration disorder, look into stimming, also look into what was the other one? ADHD. Um, Man, your intake is like wide open. Do you have symptoms of fibromyalgia? Because this level of frequency accretion, it typically causes chakra shattering. No, beautiful. Do you walk around a lot or like exercise regularly? You might want to try doing that because what I'm seeing, it's like a hint of stress fracture on your chakras, each one. Um, it's not yet fractured. It hasn't shattered yet, but you're very, very close to it. And honestly, I think one more massive accretion will probably cause it to shatter. And if it sits for prolonged periods, the energy that leaks out of the chakras, it then begins to permeate the density of flesh. And then once that happens, you'll begin symptom presentation, physiological symptom presentation. Fibromyalgia has to do with severe chakra damage. So it doesn't have to be like to lose weight or gain muscle or any of that. You just have to make sure you are fairly active daily, meaning, at least like 10, 15 minutes of brisk walking or whatever it is you want to do that's physically active, because that prepares the body to be able to tolerate higher frequencies for prolonged periods. So that would be good for you. You're, I don't know if you're aware, you're channeling light language. That's why your mind keeps racing. It's like you're transcribing on some level, like a whole shit ton of information, like a ton. Um, Y'all are not gonna like. Okay, I'll just leave it to myself. um, Queen of Water. Yeah, you're like a radio. That's exactly. It's like an antenna is sticking out of your head and you're just pulling in all kind of information. It's not from one galactic lineage. You are getting information from a ton of ET races, a ton of them, and it's a constant stream. Constant. It's just constantly inflow, inflow, inflow. You haven't been transcribing any of it. Like, um, I don't know how to put it. I don't know how to put it, but it's a lot. It's a lot. Actually, just 74% at 111. 11, 111. Ooh, yes, journal. Queen of Water, if you journal, if you write down the symbols that you see, do not show it to other people. This is classified information. And I say, do not show it to other people because it's classified information. Um, the not so good ET want this information and they are not opposed to using Trojans, meaning someone that was once worthy of your trust, like a good friend or whatever, someone who has access to you regularly, someone that you trust can be infiltrated by a parasitic being and used to access you. You don't want that. So just to avoid the whole thing, don't show your journals to anyone. Not even to me. Some people, I'm like, "Don't show it to anyone," and then next thing you know, they're sending it to me. Motherfuckers, I told you don't show it. I can handle it, but I like to give people their privacy. Bella, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. A lot of people will get angry with me, and it's not that I am ruled by a fear of people being angry at me. I really don't give a shit. A lot of people are angry at me. It's that I don't feel like this level of knowing is quite appropriate yet. Not yet, but very soon. Very soon. Um, oh, I like that, Shaman. Says pushing through the painful lessons is a love-hate relationship that produces a pleasurable pain. It's a Pisces trait that I embrace. It's like the pain of swimming upriver. It burns so good. um, let's see. Yeah, Trojans. They annoy me. They annoy me. Uh, Billy actually had shared with me a sentiment. I think it was about a year ago at this point. She said, evil. I still have it in my phone. Give me one moment. Let me see. I have to get this just right. Okay. Mhm. 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 Um, Let me see. I know I have it in here. I just saw it recently. Nothing is good or evil until given a field of intent. Nothing is good or evil until given a field of intent. Demonic incantations. Be aware of who's in your presence. The ones you summon answer to me. Don't force me to send them back to you. I don't think you want to play this game because I always win. I'm not trying. That's the scary part for you. You have to try. I don't. Notice no fear in my face. Notice no hesitation in my response. If you'd like to test me, I'm willing to play. Do you want to play? Do you want to play? Hmm. One second, everybody. Everybody. Demonic incantations. Remember my face. I'm going to teach you in your dreams tonight why you shouldn't play with things you don't understand. Remember my face. Anyways, sorry guys. I had to just take out the trash. So Kaiser the boss says, wait, so you talk to demons. Here's a news flash, guys. I talk to angels. What are demons? Angels. Do I work with them? Do I do incantations? Do I invoke? But I do know what I'm capable of. I do know how to defend. And I do know, given to me as part of my birthright, because of the lineage from which my soul was cleaved, they must bow down to my authority. Does that make me badass? No. That just makes me someone you don't want to fuck with. That's all that means. Exactly, Angel. Spirit won't allow someone like that to understand because that type of individual is a type of individual that believes you can dominate another sentient being. Demons are sentient beings. They know what they're doing. They are also children of God. Demons are angels that have fallen, that have chosen to serve God in the shadow. Now, if you're afraid of demons, I ask you to reconsider. God created everything for a purpose. God would not create something that would just unnecessarily harm you. So if you see the truth in that statement, then you would know demons exist to help you learn in shadow what you have refused to learn in the light. They are here to grow you, not through incantations, not through summoning beings that you have no idea of. They are not something to fear. Unless you fuck with me. Because then, yes, don't fear the demons. You better fear me because that's all I got to say about that. Don't be coming up in here trying to be a little attention whore. You damn demon whore. Yeah, no, I'm not afraid. I'm really not. So, you guys, I just realized I have to teach class in the morning. My eczema all flared up. All right, let me just rub it. My eczema is just, ugh. Okay. So, yeah. Do you guys want to ask any last thing before we go? Um, Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas. Oh, you know what? I'm going to be going live later on today to do readings, energy work, and it's going to be very special for Mother's Day. So 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Join me. Excuse me. Ah, You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Seriously. See, Angel LaFrance says lights are too bright for some. Here's my logic. If you are a moth that is drawn to my fire, don't be complaining when you try and grab my fire and you get burnt. Don't be getting mad at me. You the one that stuck your hand in there. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, yeah, you guys, I hope none of you are afraid because of that idiot. And yes, this is me being judgmental because I'm allowing myself to have a very human experience like I was an idiot. And I will tell you this, he was not expecting that response. He was not expecting that response. He was expecting me to get freaked out. And when I didn't, notice how he stopped typing. He's like, "What the this crazy ass bitch." And yes, if you use your other account, I was reading your mind. You were typing gibberish. You're full of shit. You weren't doing any incantations. And that sickening feeling you got in your stomach when you were looking in my eyes was because I was summoning your stupidity to return back to you. It's sick how retarded you are. Oh my God. Yo, people. That's just too much. Yeah, no, he wasn't summoning anything. He tried to like copy and paste it. He didn't, there was no energy to go ahead and fuel that. There was none. We got a basement warrior. Someone who was in their mother's basement got access to the Wi-Fi code. That's all that was, you guys. Oh my gosh. I love you guys too. Don't let it freak you out, Kim. Don't let it freak you out. I want you to begin shifting the way you perceive evil and darkness and demons. You know, the term demon is just, it's programmed to instill fear in you and a sense of helplessness. That's why I don't use that word. Because all it is, the whole demonic thing, they're just parasitic. It's like a child that's been lost and doesn't know how to act. The reason parasitic beings behave the way they do, the reason they go and feed off other beings, and this might help you come to terms with it and not be afraid. It's because they have convinced themselves they are separated from God and they are so frantic thinking they cannot survive because they've separated themselves from God. They have no food source, so they have to find another food source. So when parasites feed off of you, it's because they're afraid, they are starving. And that's all it is. It's a survival tactic. They're just trying to survive. And can you really hate something that feels so powerless and helpless that they are in fear of ceasing to exist? Not really. I mean, yeah, their behavior is still not acceptable. But do you have to be afraid? No, no. How much more powerful are you knowing you're connected to God and you're not going to be depleted? That you will always be replenished as needed. So just remember that, you have that knowing. You have that knowing. They don't have that knowing. They're at a much lower level of knowing. They're like toddlerhood, early toddlerhood at that. And you're more like, I don't know, 8, 9 years old. I'm joking. You don't have to be afraid of them. You really, really don't. You don't. Yeah. Yes, Billy. Yes. She says, I believe they are scarred and scared too, and made themselves come to terms and believe that they don't deserve love. Yes, that's, and this is my specialty, you guys. Like a large portion of my private bookings are parasitic extractions. Like you guys pretty much just know me from Claire Tarot readings. That's just something fun that I do. My actual specialty is parasitic extraction and subatomic attunements. I'm an energy worker. And, this is what I've seen time and time again. They are afraid. Parasites are so afraid and so desperate. And yeah, I talk to them harsh because that's the language they know. You can't exactly go into a freaking hood and be like, alrighty now, if you could please kindly put your weapons down. you know, you have to speak the vernacular, and that's how they speak. And so that's how I speak to them. But I don't destroy anything, I don't kill anything. When I do parasitic extraction, I give them a choice. You are being evicted from this space. The owner of this kingdom is requesting that you be removed. Either remove yourself or I will remove you. But at no point am I like, I'm going to kill you. I'm a demon slayer. Like, no, get the fuck out of here. God did not say kill anything. God said to regulate, not fucking go vigilante. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah. Um, mm, yep, yep. Energy can't be created or destroyed. Angel of friends. Sad, lost individual. It's unfortunate to try to dim someone's light. Try if you will, but don't come sideways at a boss bitch. Seriously. I have no employees, but I'm still a boss bitch. No, I'm joking. Oh, okay, guys. Join me later on today, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Kaiser the boss, what is your opinion on sleep paralysis? You have exited the body, you are still corded to your body, your consciousness, and the sleep paralysis usually occurs when you haven't reintegrated your back into your system, your bodily systems. So yeah. The body is a bio machine. That's what it is. It's a bio machine. Okay. Good night, guys. Bye.